Hello again. This is another rant video, which are all of them more or less rant or rambling. I went to PAX Australia on Friday. It is now Sunday, and I had a 3-day pass. Now, 3 days, that is 2 14-hour days, so 28 hours plus an 8-hour, a 10-hour day. So, so 38-hour weekend of PAX of games. Now, I was in there, I got in, I went to the theatre first, where it had Ron Gilbert doing the opening. They started at, the place opened at 10, went straight to the theatre. Ron Gilbert started at 10:30, ended at 11:30. I ended up leaving at 3. So 3.5 hours is what I lasted. I only lasted that long because I waited in line for 2 things, and both of them, they were over capacity and we got kicked out. Now, I walked around the entire building twice. I bought lunch. I tried to get into 2 other things, and then I gave up and went home. It was awful. Now, the reason for that is, okay, they sold out. Now, the Australian Showground, the Melbourne Showground, sorry, we have the Royal Melbourne Show there every year, and it's overpriced crap. There are very little rides. There's like an animal farm. You buy shit that you don't want. It's kind of like going to a flea market. And, like, you go to the show, you buy show bags. So for $12 you get 3 Freddo frogs, which is, you know, a little chocolate frog. And a sticker or something, you know. But you take the kids along because the kids want to go. It's on school holidays. And you get ripped off because your kids want it. You don't want to say no to the kids, do you? Now, this is a gaming convention in the same place. They took up, I think, 3 or 4 buildings, 5 buildings. And that's all they had. The showground is massive. There's heaps of room for heaps of stuff. They took up 5 buildings. And they sold out all the tickets. There would have been, I think, about 10 to 12,000 people I think they were expecting there. Now, I was walking around the main hall. There had to be at least 5, 6, 7,000 people there. And then the other halls and all the other shit. And they still didn't have any capacity for the people to go to the talks. I mean, that's the reason you go, isn't it? Like, the Ron Gilbert one was cool. He's a really funny guy. He's really good to listen to. I tried to go see a Chiptunes thing. We couldn't get in. I tried to go see Blacklist, Splinter Cell talk. Couldn't get into that. And I'm like, well, I'm not waiting around for hours. There's nothing left to look at here. Everything's boring. I'm not going to wait around for hours to miss out on more talk. So we said, fuck it. We came home. Because I was with my wife, I was with Stephen, and I was with his girlfriend Charlotte. So we came back here, and you know what we did? We played games for 8 hours. That was much more enjoyable than what we were doing there. I mean, it was fucking awful. And, you know, to add insult to injury, when you go to these game conventions, you expect either some good stalls or some good free stuff. There was neither. There was 2, like, figurine stores. It was like $100 for, like, a Deadpool pencil holder. I'm like, oh, you know, whatever. So I thought what I'd show you is, after I show you, you know, I did not have fun. But the tickets cost me $115 each for the 3-day pass. I ended up selling them after I got home on the Friday. Found some people on the local trading post Gumtree and sold them. I ended up selling for $200 for these 2 tickets that I paid $230 for. So I wasn't too disappointed. I got my money back, kind of. You know, the most annoying thing, I'm Maltese, okay? I'm half Maltese. And Maltese people, at least the ones I know, are really cheap. And I don't blame them. They like a good deal. I paid $25 for 2 basically hot dogs. Chips, hot chips, which were warm. And there's about 3 of them. And a bottle of Coke. Now, once again, Australia is expensive for everything. But food is another one of those things that you can get really expensively over here. Like, you go to the local Macca's, it's $11 for a large meal, and well, not 11 bucks, about $9 for a large meal. And I've been to Canada and America, and it's like $4 or $5 there for the same thing, which is ridiculous. But that's fine, you know. $9 isn't too bad. You get quite a lot of food. You get a really large drink. This was $25 for 2 hot dogs. Anyway, this was the swag bag we got, because the whole convention was sponsored by Wargaming.net's World of Tanks. You could tell this because there's a big tank in the middle. And of course there was the booth babes. And you could tell, you know what, I will admit that I'm a pretty big nerd. But sometimes you you get out-nerded by people, and I don't mean to insult anyone, but some people don't have a very tight grip on reality when it comes to this kind of thing. And they hang around these booth babes because they're kind of good looking and they talk to them, but they don't give a shit about you. I don't understand. It's a boring game. You don't care about what she has to say. You just want to stare at her tits. Go get some porn. Either way. So this here is a roll of 4 posters from Ubisoft. And I'm a big fan of posters, so I was happy to get this for free. So, you know what? Not all bad. I would have paid $30 for 4 posters. Now, this is the rest of the swag bag. Yeah, and this is, like, awful. Oh, cool. Federation Square discount card, which is a place in the city. You get, like, there's some restaurants and shit there. It's not great. Okay. A anime sampler from Mad Men Interactive, which is the Australian anime distributor. What do we got here? Swinburne Open Day. Game Capture HD to Elgato. I actually kind of want one of those, but anyway. A World of Tanks cutout origami thing. Magic the Gathering card. Free learn to play all weekend, which I actually wanted to do, because I don't mind card games. Asus Scorch Tech. It's a local computer shop thing. A Sennheiser thing. What is this? Vanguard Card Fight sampler. And a League of Legends support band. There was something else that I actually kind of wanted. And when my friend told me that they were free, we grabbed a bunch. Also, there was a League of Legends skin pack, but I don't play League of Legends. No, there's a friend of mine, Tony. I didn't speak to him for about a month or more because, you know, he works Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, and I work Monday through Friday, and I'm usually busy on the weekends, so we didn't get to run into each other for a while. And I finally ran into him, and we were talking. He's like, "You should play Magic the Gathering with me." Me and my mates do. I'm like, "Okay, you know, it might be a bit of fun." And then Stephen walks in a bit late to PAX, and he goes, "They got bagged at the front with free Magic the Gathering cards." I'm like, cool, I'll get some Magic the Gathering cards. So me, my wife, Stephen, his girlfriend, we all went and got some Magic the Gathering cards. Now, I don't know how much these are, but I'm going to assume they're like $5, $10 each for a pack. So, you know, maybe I didn't do too badly for this whole PAX thing. I'm not going to complain anyway. So, in conclusion, PAX Australia is a big piece of shit. For a gaming convention, there was not a single game being sold. There was very few games being played. They had this like a console free play thing where you there's a bunch of consoles set up and you go to like the library setup thing. You leave your ID and you pick up a game and you play. That's kind of cool. They had the same thing for tabletop games and board games, which is a really good idea. But I don't know, it just wasn't really well executed. It's just like they had like 100 copies of friggin' Mario 3 for the NES or whatever. I'm like, why? And one NES. Or 2 NESs. It's fucking weird. So, like, after all that, we came back here and we did what we thought we were going to do at PAX. We played games. We had some fun playing games. We had played some games with some friends, and that was beautiful. It was fun. I thought it was going to be like you have a game stall there, you have an EB game stall there, you have a Game Trader stall there. But they had nothing. They had nothing to do with actual games there. Like, they had my old school there. And I had to have a laugh. I'm like, you're awful. And of course, another ranty thing I have about, I'm not going to say the school name, but they didn't like programmers. They're very artsy. So they had like on their board, on their thing, it's like they had the 5 courses to do: game animation and 3D animation and TV animation and game design. That's 4 already. There was one that wasn't actually there, but whatever. Then there's games programming and then web design. So we're one step above web design, apparently, the programmers, because we're not important to games. Remember that. Game programs are not important to games. And that pissed me off a bit, but, you know, that's nitpicking. I always knew they hated us. Yeah, so, once again, in conclusion, PAX, awful. I'd love to open up my own gaming convention, to be honest, but I don't think I could. I mean, I'd bring down all this to a gaming centre and say, look, here you go. Here is 100 systems set up. I'll go buy 100 NESs. I go buy 100 copies of the NES, World Championships reproduction cart. Person who gets the highest score gets to keep the NES, gets to keep the reproduction cart, and they get a trophy. I'd love to do something like that, but you know what? That costs a lot of money, so obviously I can't unless I become famous on YouTube, which isn't going to happen because I'm awful. So yeah, I thought I'd just sort of rant a bit about PAX. How disappointed I was because I was looking forward to it. I bought those tickets the second they came out last year, February or something they were. And it was just awful. I mean, what the fuck? There were people walking out before I did. I'm still ranting, I'm sorry. But there were people walking out 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Like my mate Stephen was walking in at midday or half past midday, and there were people walking out then. It only just started. If you had to have enough to hold people for 2 hours, how did you think you're going to hold people for the whole weekend? What the hell is wrong with you? But apparently that's par for the course for PAX, I've been told. Which is a bit late for that now, but... fuck. I'm going to go play some games, I think, because I'm annoyed again. I will speak to you guys later. And don't go to PAX, ever.